take a little bit of warm up, but what I'm going to do is ask Red to trot around me in a circle and then pick up a canter. Because one thing about Red that I want you to know is that without the saddle, he'll walk, trot, and canter on cue and pretty regularly with a decent tempo and rhythm. With the saddle, he's triggered by something, the way his muscles react to the binding of the wood tree and the cinch and all of those things. Not even a saddle, a bareback pad would do the same thing for him. So using the saddle to get a lunging into the canter is going to be helpful for me to ultimately train him to carry a rider. Here we go. We're going to do a little bit of lunging warm up just to make sure he's relaxed and cool about it. Make sure your saddle's tight enough. Not too tight, not too loose, just don't want it to slip. Get a nice little walk. You can tell he's relaxed about the walk. We'll get a little bit of trot. Now I'm specifically using the fence. I want to squeeze him through the fence to pick up the canter. It'll help him balance. If I push him into the canter out here in the open, it'll be harder for him to balance and he might pull the rope out. So by using the fence here to kind of squeeze him forward, right there, I can get a couple of steps of canter. Now why canter? Why not just trot around for an hour? Well, it turns out when a horse spooks or jumps, they tend to crunch their muscles together, and that crunching of the muscles, especially with a saddle, can cause a reaction inside their mind, and you get a little bit of reactivity outside. You get that bucking or the tossing of the head or the bronking. So if I was going to ride this horse, I would look at the behavior he just displayed as red light. Like, I don't want to ride that. You could ride it, a good bronc rider could do that, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to work this transition, stopping every time to rest, until he does a really nice transition. Ultimately, he learns to canter and initiate the canter without the reactivity. And then I feel like I could start to build his endurance and maintaining gait afterwards. Now to save his joints, I'm going to go left and then right, and then right and then left. I don't want to just go the same direction every time. And I know there's a few questions about, what if you stop the horse after he bucks? Are you rewarding him for bucking? Truth is, no. Only if you stop and end and quit and put him away. If you go again, he will learn to anticipate the stop. He'll learn to think relaxation after canter. So he might buck and then stop and then relax, but ultimately he'll learn to anticipate the stopping and relaxation and not even apply the buck in the middle because it's a waste of time and energy for him. It was pretty dang good. Yesterday was a lot longer before we got to that. Just to be clear, we're not cantering, we're just initiating the canter. It's a separate game. Cantering, maintaining gait, that's a different game we're going to play later. First, I just want him to associate the transition as something easy and safe. So we go into the trot, try to find some rhythm. When he approaches the fence here, we just ask him up into a canter, and then we let him stop. Now, yesterday I had to stop him because he'd pull and buck and throw a fit and he'd carry on halfway across the ring. And I just say, stop, we don't do that. We don't need that. Now the old way, I shouldn't even say it's the old way, because it's still an applicable process. I just don't like it very much, would be to push him through. He's bucking, he's bronking, say, make him go. Some horses can't do that, and he's one of them. If you do that, it will reinforce in his brain that right brain behavior, that fear, and he'll associate me with that fear, and then we'll lose a relationship and I can't catch him the next day. I don't want any of that. I want something you can do, not some famous cowboy. I want you to be able to guide your horse, shut him down, reward him, help him anticipate positive things, and ultimately get a really nice canter transition that we can build on and build into his endurance. For now, we're on the right track. Let's do another one. I feel like going to the other way. He was giving me a red light, and this way he gives me more green lights. More like a yellow light there, where it wasn't perfect. But by stopping him and rewarding him, he's going to figure out the process rather than the end result. And I'm going to save his joints, so he's not going to get stressed. I'm going to save his oxygen so I can do more. And ultimately, hopefully, we're going to have a rideable horse. You ready? Let's do another one. I wish I had filmed yesterday because it looked the same, only it took longer to get there because he was more unsure about the saddle. Here we go. Did you see it? I hope you saw it. The old me, the cowboy in me, wants to push him through that. Don't let him learn that. Don't reward that behavior. Training is a process. It's the idea of applying a process so the horse starts to anticipate the process. Like first we canter and then we relax. And his old process said, first we canter and then we freak out. That's taking a lot of time to undo. It never got better with that strategy for him. Some horses that will work, especially a lazier type, they could be like, oh, I don't want it. It's not worth it. I'm not going to buck. He will take it the other way and he'll buck harder and longer and then be afraid of people. So by teaching him to anticipate resting afterwards, that little bucking fit will diminish to 0. But I'm not done. This is the big, big thing. A lot of people misinterpret a pause as a reward or as I'm finished and ending on a bad note. That's just a pause. We're not stopping the video, we're pausing the video, re-establishing some connection, some relaxation, and ultimately teaching him to anticipate a positive experience. I know it can be confusing because maybe you were taught the opposite. I certainly was. Don't reward them, don't let them learn the wrong thing, but think longer about the process, not so short term. It's go into the canter and then rest. And we're teaching his brain, anticipate the rest. And it's coming up next. I might have to stop you and shut you down, but anticipate it. And that time he did. You saw him canter a little bit and then stop on his own. That's beautiful. It's not the perfect rideable canter yet, but that comes with practice. Here we go again. This is the harder side. Soft and easy, in we go. I didn't canter that time. That's okay. I'll just ask him out softly again. Transitions are so powerful. He's playful, but that extra energy in him goes down a bad path. He's not having great thoughts. So by teaching him how to think, not just behave, but to think, up, down, relax. You know, a great cutting horse, a horse that you can take and work cows, is going to go to work 100%, give you their all, and then stop and rest while the other people work. That resting period is something the horse learns to anticipate. A barrel racing horse, on the other hand, is like go, 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 and then ramped up at the end and ramped up at the beginning, a great trainer would reverse that and teach the horse to relax after work. And some great barrel racing trainers do that. Now I'm going to the right again, not because I wanted to, but because sometimes I'm dyslexic and I forgot we were already going this way. But for his joints and his brain, I don't want to go around and round and round the same direction too many times. I just want him to go, stop, rest, go the other way, stop, rest. It's a cycle. He learns to anticipate the cycle. He learns to let it go. We're going to go until we get a good one. Hopefully we get a good one to the right. Certainly we need a better one. We might not get perfect. Maybe it takes practice to get perfect. But we're going to get a better one. This is a little bit easier side for him. No canter, that's okay. Softly out we go again. Can't be a punisher. A trainer is not a punisher. A trainer is someone who develops sequences and ideas and helps a horse learn to think and process and believe in themselves and believe in the process and believe in you. A trainer that punishes a horse for doing the wrong behavior is often going to lose some respect and rapport along the way. The horse gets hard to catch and the horse doesn't have their best life. So I'm willing to let this process evolve and not just try to fix it all at once. And I hope that that inspires you to take one of the challenging things your horse does and fix it up for him too. I don't remember which way I went, so I'm going back to the right. Oops. I think that if you think of your training in a process, you make a program out of the problem and you end up teaching your horse to anticipate. Did you see that one? Like compared to the one where he just threw a fit. That's the kind of thing I want to bring him in, and I just want to be like, let's just chill out together. Like, what a big improvement. Massive improvement for him. Come on in. Got to get used to sudden things too. Massive improvement for him to go into that right lead without such a fit. So it tells me, compared to yesterday, we've made some great leaps. Yesterday it took probably 20 to the left and 20 to the right before he gave me a couple of really beautiful, smooth canter transitions. Today it took way less than that. So I'll just build on that day by day. And then one day I'm going to come out here, saddle him up, and I'm going to ask him into the canter, and he'll give me zero fits about it. It's like his confidence has come up. And at that point, I can start to build his endurance. And I can say, great job entering the canter, great job accessing the canter. Now, maybe you can hold it a little bit longer. And the bucking might show up again, but I have a whole strategy to help him just let go of the emotions related to cantering and the saddle. And we're going to have a great riding horse. I want to thank you for watching. I'm Don Jessup, and I'll see you soon.